ounces of skill, 3/4 ounce of ambition, 1/4 ounce of passion, and a dash of dreams. Served over ice cold determination. Welcome to Who Put This On? Season 7, Episode 12. Where we watch Drink Masters, Season 1, Episode 1. I'm Chris Lorenz.
Who doesn't make a margarita every day? This is Brian.
My name is Michael. I'm from Pittsburgh, and I'm a Capricorn. This is Noah Singer.
Those are all references to the show we watched this week. And last week, we watched The Mole 2022 on Netflix. We had a poll up on Twitter to see what you guys thought about The Mole. And you guys voted middle third show. So tell us what you thought about this show on Twitter at Who Put This On. And Noah, I laughed so hard when that guy did that on the show. I was just losing it.
It was a great intro.
Like, just his delivery of, I'm Michael, and I'm a Capricorn. Like, that's the most important thing about this guy, is that he's a fucking Capricorn.
But you know now.
And I lost it. So yeah. So the show is typical competition reality. 12 people, they make drinks, and it's host
12 of the world's most innovative mixologists infuse, stir, and blend their way through a series of high stakes cocktails challenges to win a life-changing prize and the title of the ultimate drink master.
Yeah.
And that was Drink Masters on Netflix.
Thanks for the official description, Brian. I got really distracted.
You got excited. You're excited about the show.
No, I got really excited about the quip about the show. And I had to get right into it. If this is your first time listening, we discuss a new reality show each week in minute detail, figuring if it's good or bad. And then we already know what the show is. So the show is hosted by
Tone Bell,
one of the best screen names, pen names that I think we've had. Tone Bell, pretty good.
Yep.
I don't think he's trying real hard in the show, and I don't think he's adding anything, but he's not really detracting from the show.
Yeah,
he knows his place. Like he made a quip that was like, of course I get to sample these, give my 2 cents. He knows, like, he's just not like adding as much as like the judges, but he's just there for entertainment, and I love that he's just there to do one specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
But is he like part of the judges? It seemed like they were making 3 drinks and he was part of the judging.
I think if there was a tiebreaker, he'd be the part of it.
Yeah.
It seemed like he had a full third like power in this relationship here.
It's a little, they had some dissonance, because I think in the beginning he said he might have some sway, but then when the 2 judges went off to deliberate, it was 2 judges deliberating.
But when they would be like in giving their things about what they thought about the drinks, like he was right there. It's very unclear.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
I think he would only in a tie situation. That's why you have a third person.
I don't know. We got to move on from this guy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the judges. We got Julie Reiner and Frankie Solarek.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who these people are.
They're apparently famous in the drinking world.
Yeah, I didn't know who they were prior. Julie's bars, I've definitely heard of in New York, like the Flatiron Lounge, the Clover Club. Like they're notable. There are definitely bigger cocktail bars, like definitely in the heyday of cocktail bar scene, but like reasonable enough cred.
Are you saying cocktail bars are on the downswing?
I feel like it peaked around like maybe 2010 at the most, and now it's just like a staple. Like it's done its job, right? Like they just exist everywhere. Like the guy from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and like they have a scene now. Like it's great, but like peak as in like, oh, this is the trend, rather than now it's just a thing.
Okay. What is everyone's thoughts on cocktails? To give everyone where we're sitting at for this judging. So no, do you love cocktails?
I would say I do. Yeah, I'd say there's a part of my life I was really into them, so the show kind of resonated a lot with me.
Brian, do you like cocktails?
I do. I think that sometimes they can be a little too elaborate, and that's kind of where this is landing. I remember going out to dinner recently, and everybody else had gotten their drinks delivered, and then it was another like 5 or so minutes, and then they finally came out with my old fashioned smoked in a cloche, and that was really cool.
Spoilers.
No, that was my drink.
It
and
resonates with the show.
Yeah, it's but I wasn't like as impressed as if it was just like there with everybody else's, because it kind of felt weird, like just waiting for this thing.
But did it taste good?
It tasted pretty good, yeah.
Okay,
Fun
that's
fact,
where we're at.
I have a cloche.
Ooh,
have you used it?
Oh yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. So for me, I don't like cocktails. Like, give me a hard seltzer any day. Like if I order a cocktail, it's like a vodka soda or a gin and tonic.
Just very simple things.
Like, have you had a high class cocktail?
Yeah, they're all. I just don't really like things too sweet, and I don't like things too alcohol-y. I don't know. I'm very picky, and I don't like spending $20 on a drink.
Well, yeah. Now it's if you want a good one, you're about $20.
I mean, you're almost always like double like a beer, regardless. So like anyway. Yeah. There's where so when we're thinking about the show, remind yourself of what if you like cocktails or not. I think that'll like depend on whether you like the show or not.
That's fair.
So they have two challenge. They have a challenge and then an elimination challenge, which I liked. We haven't gotten an elimination challenge in a long time. So the first challenge was they had to make a margarita. It was going to be judged on taste, appearance, and creativity, and they had 90 minutes to make a margarita. Now I got some beans. I got some problems with this. Some beans. I don't know why I said that. I got some problems with this challenge. I like beef. That's what I was looking for.
No, I like the beans.
I got beans. That's gonna be a new one. Somebody quote that out. Yeah. So, okay, you say things are gonna be like judged based criteria, but they never say what people's scores were on these criteria. You never say like, okay, for this specifically, it's like it's got to be a margarita. But it's got to have the spirit of a margarita. It can't just be a margarita. It's got to be a margarita we've never had before. Like, just like, what does that fucking mean? Like, does it mean it has to have tequila? Does it mean like you got to go off tequila? Like, what the fuck does that mean?
They definitely went into this a little bit where they said like it has to still be a basic tequila. They
didn't say tequila. They just said margarita.
Sorry, margarita. Yeah, it was a base of that because. Even one where it was like a deconstructed one, it still had imbalance on everything. It's got to be a margarita at its core, and then you have to enhance it in some way. This is a lot of like the mixology stuff.
Just is you just said words that don't mean anything together.
Well, all this is subjective anyway. Like I'm
that's
scoring.
That's why I'm just like, okay, is like, can you go too hard? Like, how far can you go if you go too far? Like, it's like I don't know it. It bothers me a little bit that this challenge is a little open-ended. And then they aren't showing, like you say criteria, I want to see the criteria being graded on.
I don't think it's open-ended. This is a artistic, like creative endeavor, right? And so to me, it makes sense that you say, okay, a margarita is tequila, orange liqueur, lime juice. Based off of that concept, like show us what you can do, right? Do you twist the lime a little bit? Do you go off on the tequila part? Do you go off on the sweet with the orange? And so I think it's very intentional to let them try to like shake up that flavor profile of sweet and sour and see what they can get at.
Yeah, I still don't understand. Could you just like put a fourth ingredient in? Like I like change all three and add a fourth ingredient? Like
then it just wouldn't be a margarita.
I know, but like what? Like that's what I'm saying.
That's how you gotta. That's the creativity of the challenge, right?
Yeah. How do you make a margarita better?
Okay, all right, that's fine. And then this challenge, and probably this whole show, has the classic cooking show problem, where
Mm.
like they make these cool things, but you don't taste them. The judges in this show didn't say a fucking word about how these things actually tasted.
Yes, they did.
They gave a critique of the drink. They didn't necessarily say, oh, like that. Like, I don't know how you describe what a margarita tastes like, other than like, oh, instead of this, you put this in, so it tastes more like beet. Like there were 2 beet margaritas, which whatever. But like, I don't know what the fuck that tastes like.
I don't know. Like, I thought they actually did a decent job. Like, they used like spice and mouthfeel, herbal. I think the basic of a margarita, though, the basis is sweet and sour, right? You have them come together. It's a great mix, and I think they could have used that sweet and sour concept to then add in other things, but without that baseline, I think it was a bit too all over.
Brian, your thoughts?
I'm more just thinking about beets. I hate this. I hate that so many people put beets in their stuff.
There were like 2 beet ones right after each other.
Yeah, the beet.
Why? Who put beets on things? It's weird.
Yeah, the beet one. Although it worked out in the second one, right? Because the second one was the winner where they used beets, right? She's
Yeah.
like
They
beet
love those little
jelly.
cubes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea which one won.
What? The woman
Absolutely
from
no
Boise.
idea.
Boise,
Absolutely no idea.
We should go take a trip
mezcal
to one of our bars.
infused morsel. Like, clever, super clever.
But like, you're not-
Wait, no. What was it again? Tell me again.
Mezcal infused morsel. Morel. Sorry,
What's a morel?
some kind of fancy mushroom.
Audience, are you hearing the same thing I am?
Yes,
Okay.
but like, it feels like a lot of that stuff around it is supposed to be decoration. Are you supposed to eat it with the drink?
It was unclear if you're supposed to bite the morel. Unclear.
Yeah, because I don't really want to be chomping on a full mushroom and then have everybody look at me weird.
Looking at you weird.
We're all looking at you weird.
Damn.
Looking.
What was the name of the winner again?
Ashling.
Ashlyn? Oh, Aslan. Like the lion.
Asling. Yeah.
Asling, yeah. Like it's difficult for me to pronounce, but it's supposed to be like Asling or something like.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So there's 12 contestants in this challenge. And we can go over people, but Michael, he's the best. He's a Capricorn. Natalie, she's the Instagram bartender, and everyone else is a real bartender.
Yeah. Spoiler. Natalie loses because she's not a bartender.
Yeah. Shocking. I actually thought they were going to. I told Brian multiple times she's not going to get kicked off because they want the Instagram followers to keep watching the show. But I guess when it's not week to week, it's less important to keep your weird, different audience pulling people around. Or she was just that bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Her margarita was very basic.
Right. That's the thing. Like, she doesn't. I mean, to her credit, her Instagram is beautiful. Like, her pictures are incredible. So, but it's like she never had to be challenged, right? I'm like,
no one actually has to taste that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they taste good, but I think it's like where these people are operating, where you have a mezcal infused morel, like, and you're doing like 5 spice liqueur made fresh, like it's a next level.
Yeah, the thing is, doing all this at home, you're never going to get the same level of practice as a bar because, you do it for like 8 hours one day, cool. The next day you can completely change it up, and then it's something interesting. It could be good or bad, but it's just one day.
And you have to get actually hired. Like, you have to have happy customers, Oh,
totally. But I think that there's also an aspect of the cocktail crowd who would be like, oh yeah, like this one may not have worked, but I'm still going to come back. Like they're interested in the creativity piece of it more than just getting a really good cocktail.
I'm just saying
They
you
also want
gotta
that too, but
you gotta keep your job. That's
Right,
all I'm saying.
right.
It's just
But I would say like Natalie's cocktail is probably delicious, right? I think it's just like it is not this level of complexity that all these other contestants are operating on.
yeah, I agree. The other contestant that's worth talking about is Alex. He is the Magic Johnson of the cocktail world, self-described.
Also, the Dr. Kevorkian of the cocktail world. Old reference.
So his cocktail, he decided to have like some sort of solid part of his cocktail, which was like an infused lime, and then he had like a some other part of his cocktail, and then he added dry ice to his cocktail to give it some sort of fizz. And the judges were like, "Yeah, dry ice can kill you, so we ain't gonna drink that."
Yeah,
And then they didn't drink it.
Yeah, when he was doing it, I'm like, I thought you're not supposed to like touch that at all. And when he put it in, I'm like, I guess I guess I was wrong. And then the judge is like, no. I'm like, oh, okay.
And they didn't like. There's like 18 strainers on that set. Like you can easily strain the dry ice out of that, or
Yeah.
put it in it. Yeah, strain it, put it in a new glass. So you're good to go.
I think the judges made a good call on just being like,
Either you do that or you kick the guy off the show. You don't just like not drink it and then put him in the bottom three.
I don't know.
Like he broke the rules. He didn't taste his cocktail. Right? Am I wrong here? Brian, back me up on this.
I think just putting him up for elimination, it's like you have a chance to fix your mistake. Don't blow it this time.
What if they didn't have an elimination challenge? Would you have kicked him off?
Yeah, absolutely. Then yeah, you weren't able to accomplish the task. Get out.
Then he should have been gone. He didn't accomplish the task. He
Well,
should be gone.
But that's why he's in the bottom three. Like that's like you can either have an elimination or not. Like you can't just kick somebody off because it's like, oh yeah, like other people did not complete the task. Natalie did not really complete the task.
She had a drink you could dry though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if that's a bare minimum, like you shouldn't be on the show.
Exactly. Thank you, Brian.
No, but like I'm saying, like you got to give him a redemption. Everybody gets a redemption.
You don't have to give anyone a redemption.
I think it's much better that
I
way.
still think you could have strained it and drank it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not worth the risk. Like
what risk? There's no risk.
I don't know.
There's no risk.
If you're like, if the fact that like you could drink any of that dry ice and it could kill you, like there's just no reason to risk it.
There's no dry ice if you put it through a strainer. I don't understand.
All right, we got to move on.
Shouldn't be, but like it was just shocking that in this type of competition you're going to put something that kills someone. Like, come on.
Yeah, but that's where creativity is just
the chances you die here. He claimed to have made it so that you wouldn't die. So whether you believe that guy or not, he wasn't trying to kill them, and you're making a way bigger deal of this.
I don't think so. I think if you put something that has the opportunity to kill you in a not so like I made a mistake way, it's on the chef.
Yeah, but like, none of them had it, and none of them died. So I like if you go and get the bluefin tuna, could still kill you, but you've trusted the chef not to kill you.
You mean
same
blowfish.
thing? Blowfish. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Bluefin tuna, man. A lot of people be risking their lives.
You know what I meant. You know what I meant.
Yeah. Like Homer Simpson.
You're trusting this guy that he said that he secured the dry ice. You believe him he's secured the dry ice, then you could drink it. Like this is top level cocktail making. He knows the danger of dry ice. So like I understand when the judges are like, yeah, I don't think I trust you enough. Then that's fine. But that's up to discretion, and they didn't kick him off, and we can move on. But I don't think it's as like, oh my God, I can't believe he put poison in his drink to attempt to kill the judges, which is not what he was trying to do.
I think intent doesn't matter at that point. It's like the
You're
side.
you're just taking the judge's side here and not taking his side. That's all. That's what you're doing.
Sure, I will be on the side of the non-murderer. I'm okay with that.
I'm just saying that it's more complicated. Anyway, let's talk about the mix-off. So the mix-off, they had to make drinks with smoke. So one person had a decanter, one person had a cloche, and one person had smoked glass. So you're supposed to put smoke in the glass. So we got our boy, Dry Ice Boy. He makes something called the Stogie, which is a room temp crazy cocktail that had great presentation and the judges loved.
Yeah.
It was also very unique because it was not served at rice. It was served at room temperature. And that really brings out every flavor. And it's just a huge risk. I don't know why this guy, when he goes in elimination, just needed to take that huge risk. But obviously, he just needs to redeem himself.
I'm telling you, he's just top tier bartender. And if he served me a dry ice drink, I'd at least take a sip. I don't know if I'd drink the whole thing.
Because I didn't know better, I would try it. I would say
that. Now I definitely wouldn't be like, why are you serving me a dry ice drink? I'm not drinking that.
Yeah. So then we had the decanter drink. Was by somebody, I don't remember. Not important. Then we had the smoked glass drink. So this was Natalie. She was putting the smoke in this glass, and all the judges were like, "That glass is a little too small for this kind of smoky thing."
Wrong glass.
Yeah. And one of the drinks seemed really basic, but then they described it and it had like 3 more things in it than she said was in it. So I was really confused. Yeah. And then they kicked Natalie off because she was no good. And that was the end of the episode.
She is good. I think she makes
and now it's like I'm about to die from this dry ice, and Natalie is a good bartender.
No, this is what I said before. I think she makes good drinks. It's not the level of complexity as the rest of the competition. There's a big difference, right? Yeah. I think something to call out, though. I think we didn't touch on, though, the first drink that was rated in the show, the Oaxacan on top of the world. I like how they started out. This was the first drink they're evaluating. It was just positive. Like, I feel like the first time they put an 80s competition show, someone goes up, they always got to have the good and the bad. And they're just like, wow, you crushed it. This is incredible. I feel like I'm in Oaxaca. Like, amazing. I found that really fresh.
Yeah, that felt really good. That they had like a couple like good ones, and then just like rolled through like, okay, you're all right out of 10, and then highlighted the really bad ones.
Yeah.
You're all right out of 10.
They scrolled by them in like 10 seconds. I barely had time to like record the name of the drink.
You recorded the names of the drinks?
Barely. At a certain point I gave up because I'm like, all right, here we go.
Yeah. This is the rare Netflix show that actually finishes at a proper spot. Like somebody gets eliminated, ready to go to the next episode. Everyone can rejoice in peace.
Is that what you love about the show?
Maybe. It was probably close.
So some other stuff. I don't know if you guys noticed. One of the bartenders has a face tattoo, but the face tattoo is like on his sideburn, and it's of a martini.
It's of another face.
Wow.
No, I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I mean, all these people seem very into cocktails. I think there's definitely 3 or 4 that are clearly better than the other 10, 8 people or whatever. So like you could probably make a good guess on who's going to be at the end. And Mr. Dry Ice Bro is definitely going to be, he's going to make it far.
Yeah.
He's out next round.
I mean, he's making a lot of he's making some risky stuff, but I think he's got it.
I don't know. I disagree.
Shotgun bet?
I'm I feel pretty strong that he won't. I mean, I'll make multiple bets if you want, but I definitely won't be in the top half. So top 6.
Oh, 100%. He'll be in the top half. 100%.
Yeah, okay. Easy bet. Easy bet.
Easy,
Shotgun,
easy bet. Easy
bet.
bet.
All right, there you go. So after halfway through the season, if he's at the latter half of it, then
No, not halfway through the season.
Half the people. He's got to be in the top 6.
Top
Oh,
6.
okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of equating the two, but you're totally right. Like there could
He's
be
got
like,
if he's in the top 6, then Noah will shotgun a beverage, and if he's in the bottom 6, I will shotgun a beverage on the podcast.
we'll make a shotgunnable cocktail.
you could buy cocktails in a can.
No.
Buy those things. Yeah.
We'll use dry ice to compress the can or cocktail in a can.
Exactly. There we go.
I'm glad you're not. I'm not winning, or whatever. No, you're not winning. Yeah.
I did that as a teenager. I used to take dry ice. I think I've talked about that before. But anyway,
And you're out. Like, what do you mean?
yeah.
Take
So if you take dry ice and some sort of liquid, and then you put it in a bottle, you just, but you don't. If you put it in a bottle, it'll blow up because the pressure will build enough, and then it blows up. But if you don't let it blow up, all the carbon dioxide gets into the drink or the liquid you put in there, and it gets carbonated. I can tell you is you don't want to carbonate milk. It's not very good.
Oh no.
Let's go. Let's do some questions. Move on to questions. Who's the worst human being?
Our buddy Matt for trying to kill people.
Yeah. Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
He wasn't trying to kill people. He, inadvertently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
But to be honest, there wasn't really anybody bad. That's the closest thing.
Definitely not really any great contenders for this. No one was being a real bitch or anything in the show itself.
I felt like everybody was really positive and supportive of one another, really interested in oh, here's this cool thing you made. Let me peep it, whatever. It felt pretty good.
Yeah. I agree. What about this host? Do you think this is Apex?
It is. I looked at his resume. It is Apex.
Yeah.
We missed you, Internet Corner.
He definitely, his IMDb, his top 4 things he's known for are pretty funny because they're really, really bad. Let's see. He's known for Key and Peele, friend number 1. He was a side character in The Flash called Scott Evans. He was RJ in Whitney. And I think that he's relatively in that show, but I've never heard that show. And truth be told, he was Russell. So friend number 1 is the funniest thing I've ever seen on somebody's IMDb top 4. But he's getting work. I agree. This is definitely Apex for that guy.
Yeah.
What do you think the production schedule of the show is like? You bang this out in what, 3 days?
No way. I mean, you're talking 2 to 3 weeks just because.
What? You're insane.
Well, 2 weeks. There's gonna be how many episodes?
They're
8,
doing
9?
multiple challenges a day here.
Yeah, and they all did it all in one day. And now you can go home, rest, and come back tomorrow. So they're doing.
Yeah. It'd take you a week at most. 5 days, 6 days at most.
However many episodes you have is how many days?
No.
Yeah, I'm with Brian because one thing we didn't talk about. I was surprised to give them 90 minutes to make a cocktail. Now, granted, I think because there's so much cooking involved, it makes sense. But when you think of it's 90 minutes, then the prep time around that, the cleanup time, the changing of sets for the second competition of the show, it's definitely a day an episode. I think it's easy.
Yep.
I disagree. I still think it's 2 episodes a day. What are you doing for 90 minutes is only, you got another 6 hours of the day at least.
They don't want to pay people overtime, right?
Yeah.
They're going to go into overtime.
There's laws and shit.
They are 100%. Cameron, you paying them overtime for sure.
No.
You've been on a set before?
Dude, this is shot in a corner. you account for no buffer time or anything.
It's more expensive to keep the cameraman around more days than just to film it. And you could definitely this whole challenge definitely could have filmed in under 4 hours.
Okay, but even then, like the cameraman can just go fuck off and do something else for a little bit, and then they come back after the cleanup, and then it's like, all right, let's roll again. Like you don't need to keep them there. Like they just have regulations on how long they can work. There are rules for that.
Oh my god, I don't know why we're arguing over this.
That's
About
so
how
You're very
long,
insistent that
however long cameraman can work.
You're very
I'm
insistent.
not
You're right.
insistent. I'm just saying I think it's like 5-6 days, and that's fine. That's just my opinion. I'm
All right.
not arguing over how long cameraman can work.
Yeah, we could probably find this out though.
I'm just
not now.
I just don't care.
It's the grip, the producers, the directors, the
Yeah.
writers, the makeup artists, the
Everyone is working long hours. All right.
cleaning
Would this
crew.
show be better as a Quibi or a TikTok?
No.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of TikToks about making cocktails, but not like a lot of competition. There's too many people to be in like a Quibi or TikTok. It would be a different show, but you could definitely do a similar show.
Sure. Yeah.
Who's going to hook up next? And
Ooh.
it's got to be the host and I don't know, just the host.
Essling, yeah.
No,
There we go.
I was just up. Yeah.
Let's do some drinking rules. So I think every time it'd be too much to every time they drink, you drink because there's a lot going on there.
Yeah. Every time they use an ingredient that you never heard of, take a drink.
That could be even harder. There's no how many fucking weird ass things are they going to be using like all the time. Anytime you wish you were taking a drink of the cocktail, take a drink. Brian,
Okay.
you got one?
I got an interesting one. Make a cocktail of your choice before the show, and then find the most complicated one there, ingredient wise, compared to the number of ingredients you put in. Drink the difference.
Here, I got one for you. Watch the episode and then make your version of whatever the challenge was for the next episode.
Ooh, yeah, you just got to order all that stuff beforehand, so then you can be like, I can.
Well, I mean,
this,
you can slow watch it. You don't have to watch it bang 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 bang. You can do like bang.
I'm sorry.
Day, bang.
Netflix wants you to roll into it.
I know. You can turn autoplay off, everyone. This is just a life pro tip from the host here is you can turn autoplay off.
No, you can't. Netflix, if you're listening, pay us money. We'll get you autoplays.
All right. Let's do what we love about the show. Brian, hit me up. What do you love about it?
The creativity. This actually seems like people are actually trying to like do unique stuff, and it's a little harder to just like have it be catastrophic. Granted, there was one that was catastrophic, but like when I think about stuff like the Glass Blowers or Lego Masters, like those have catastrophic failures and they have to recover from them. Doesn't seem like there's much opportunity for that here.
Noah, what do you got for me?
You go first, Chris. I'll go.
I think the tone and the editing of the show is pretty good. Like everything is kind of positive. You get kind of good looks of the drinks, and I think that everyone is shown as a positive light on the show. There's no real negativity.
Okay. Yeah. I think for me it's just that I've been into cocktails for a while, and so seeing things that really are elevating the game. I've definitely been around the block a little bit, not as recently. People are doing some really creative stuff, so I'm excited to see that the envelope keeps getting pushed.
All right, does anyone have any other questions they want to do before we do ratings? Okay, we're gonna do ratings. So we do a stack ranking system between top, middle, bottom, third. Brian, what's your stack ranking?
I'm gonna do bottom of the top. I like this a lot more than a lot of other competition shows, and it was really fun to see some of this stuff and kind of want to try it out.
Noah, what do you got for me?
This is top. I'm gonna say middle of the top for me. It's not top of the top because obviously it's like a pretty common format. But like I will watch more and finish this just because I'm really into the content. But I think it's just for that reason. I think if I wasn't into the content, it would be middle, top of the middle. Like it's just produced pretty well. Doesn't drag on that much. You get to learn a bit, but it definitely wouldn't push in the top if I wasn't a cocktail person.
Yeah, I'm gonna go bottom third here. I really started to check out. It's got that classic problem, as I've said, is like you're making these things. I don't know what they taste like. I don't want to taste them. And there's no like there's some visual stuff in the show, but it's not very visual. So it's just like it's just I wasn't feeling it. I think the show was edited fine, edited really well, and I think it's great production quality, especially for a Netflix show, which they've been struggling in the pandemic for sure. So I think they've been getting better. Like there's nothing wrong with the show. It's just by nature of what I don't like about cooking shows in general, especially top tier cooking shows, because then they'll make things that I have absolutely no idea what they taste like. So like to make a top tier cocktail falls in that same problem of like, I don't know what a mezcal infused pepper like I have absolutely no idea what that would taste like. And that pulls me right into my phone. So like if you like cooking shows and you like cocktails, this is a great show for you. Like I'm not saying it's a bad show, but it's a bad show for me.
We got to do some shows like that. Like we got to make it, I think, when we start a production company where we got to pair that you get into the experience, right? Like somehow you got to get it at home and then you can like watch along.
Yeah, I mean, certainly like if you can't really do that on Netflix, but you could certainly do like a week by week. Hey, come pick up your cocktails with our sponsor, Safeway.
I think Netflix makes it easier because you can just like do it at your own speed, which is even nicer.
But then you got to deliver all like 10 cocktails at once.
Yeah, that's fine. That's doable.
I guess that would save you on shipping costs. You wouldn't have to partner with Safeway.
Yeah.
No, but this is a real thing that they could do with the Kirkland signature brand.
That would be not Safeway. That would be Costco.
I know, but I want to do it with Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of fun to like, okay, we're gonna do the Costco reality show, and everything you can make is like standard stuff you could get at Costco. So you can go and like, and it could be fun for like you going to Costco and getting the stuff and like making like doing the child. That'd be really fun.
Next level drink, and then
I'm not thinking drinking. I'm thinking of just like food in general.
Oh no. So I'm spinning off into like that next level chef, but like next level drink. So this is like the top floor. The bottom floor is, I don't know. Middle floor is Costco.
Oh, I don't like that idea. I just like Costco will sponsor you. You make a show about like getting random things from Costco that are in Costco at the time and making food with it. It's kind of like
grocery games.
I don't remember if we ever actually watched the one where I think we did, where they had to make leftovers into like real food again.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I remember
It's
that.
kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to produce that because I still wouldn't really care that much. But like, I'm sorry, cooking shows just have that classic problem, and I don't know how to fix it. Classic problem for me. Anyway, that's what we thought about the show. Let us know what you thought about the show on our poll on Twitter at @HoopItUsOn. Now let's do some shout outs about some other things we've been watching.
Is it called Twitter, or is it called like Elon World or something?
E-Bombs World. Elon's World.
Oh yeah, right. E-Bombs World. It's coming back. I keep doing that.
Is there a replacement for Twitter that anyone like uses? Is just like Mastodon, this like weird thing that like no one uses?
Even if like some like Substack was like, oh, we're gonna offer like a Twitter feature. The reality is everyone can have a Twitter feature. That's not the point. It's a point that because people use it. So that shit ain't going nowhere. People en masse aren't changing behavior.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if there was a Twitter replacement that was like semi-popular, like was known of, people would have jumped ship for sure. But then there wasn't a Twitter one.
There's been a million attempts.
No, there hasn't. I mean, like Obviously, every podunk college student thinks they can make the next Twitter by just copying Twitter. But like,
There has been so many attempts to do Twitter better than Twitter, and
yeah,
no.
but there needs to be like a network effect to leave Twitter to this other
Right, no,
platform.
exactly.
And now there is.
No, the network
Because
has to go start somewhere.
no, the network effect now is everyone hates Elon and they want to get off Twitter, and they have like there has to be an all place where everyone's like, this is where we're gonna go, and no one has decided this is where we're gonna go.
I don't think people are that agreeable to say, "Oh, lead the way, Captain." Doop, 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 doop.
Well, I mean, it's just like I don't know, like Yu-Gi-Oh players, like, oh, we're leaving Twitter to go to Yu-Gi-Oh or
That could happen.
something,
Yes,
and then
niche, but there's thousands of niches. That's the issue, right?
then they've all moved to Discord and they leave Twitter alone. But
some
like,
may. Some may.
It could be just like each kind of individual, like
1,000 cuts.
Like, yeah.
It could.
I mean, the fact that it hasn't really happened and Elon is now the owner is like, I don't know. You're losing the momentum on that for sure.
Yeah.
But every time Elon tweets something fucking silly and stupid is another reason to leave, which, maybe we should buy one of these Twitter clones, Brandon, like market the shit out of it.
What?
Anyway, moving on. Brian, how many shout outs this week?
We're finally getting the Taskmaster, and this season's really, really shaping up to be good.
That's pretty good.
Whoa.
Like, there's definitely, I think they took a downturn in season 10, but they're really riding a wave right now.
Yep. I mean, it's fine. Like, not every season can be a banger, but like they really revived it, and they're getting everybody good.
I think that I saw some story where I saw some Reddit comment about, who'd be great Taskmaster? Conan O'Brien. He would be amazing. I think.
Yeah.
Revive the US one.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Like, and I'd love to have Jordan Schlansky be one of the contestants. I think that would be some of the best TV ever made. Noah, you have any shout outs?
Industry. It's not a new show. It's not necessarily too old. It's like, I think 2020, 2021 maybe were the seasons. Two seasons. HBO show. It's about working at a bank. It's a drama. It's kind of like if girls met Mad Men. Yeah. It's good. Very enjoyable to watch. There's a lot of nudity, a lot of drug use.
That's what Noah loves. The drug use.
That's the finance industry, baby.
Yeah, pretty much. In a nutshell, yes.
Have either of you watched Reboot?
Yep.
I watched an episode of it.
I think it's pretty good. 8 episodes. It's got Keenan, right? No, what's his name?
Kel?
No. It's got Keegan.
Keegan.
Jordan Peele is one half, not him.
I definitely Keenan and Kel stuck in my head. Keegan, and it's got the guy from Jackass. And it's pretty fun to see them kind of work together, and it's like silly plot lines and
Johnny Knoxville.
I really like it. It's good.
Yeah.
The other question I have for you guys before we go, I don't know if you've watched these, Noah, but Rings of Power or House of the Dragon, which one's better, Brian? Or are they incomparable?
I'm kind of liking Rings of Power more. I like that story a lot. I think House of the Dragon was good. It kind of played out a little bit like I would have expected.
Like, we know what was going to happen in that show, right?
We both know, like,
we know what's going to happen in both these shows. So it's like, that's a hard, like, you can't be like, well, I didn't know. But
yeah, it was a good story. It's just like Lord of the Ring or the Ring of Power took me on a more interesting journey.
Noah, do you have an opinion?
So I think the proof's in the pudding for me a little bit. Like I finished House of the Dragon. I think I finished episode 1, Lord of the Rings. So that said, I want to give Lord of the Rings like I think to episode 3, just so I can like let it marinate a little bit. But I think in general, like Lord of the Rings to me is a bit more fantasy. House of the Dragon was just more of like a bit drama set in a old period, even though it's not real time. And so for me, I think like a more of a classic drama appeals to me rather than fantasy, which is also probably why I like Game of Thrones better.
Yeah, it's so hard for me to say, but like in terms of like, ooh, I can't. What do I want to rewatch? And I feel like Rings of Power is more like I think there's more to glean from that. It's more fun. It's less like dire and like I it's just like drawing me in more. But I do think House of the Dragon told a more interesting story. Like it's like it's essentially a prologue to a war, and like that's like compelling, but at the same time it's a little dry. But they also did something so new, which is like telling a story and like time jumping to show like the causal effects of things that happen over time, and like that is just like never happens. You get like Boyhood or something, but like never. So like I probably give it more to House of the Dragon just for its uniqueness and its like compelling story making. But Rings of Power is very fantastical and it's a very cool world that like I love to be in, and it's just a little more uplifting versus House of the Dragon. So that's kind of where I lay, and I think they're both great. They're both 5 out of 5, so it's like it's hard for me to really say I liked one over the other, but that's where I'm at. And
We're living in the silver age of television.
For now, until the VCs run out of money, then they stop making content again.
Then we'll go to the Bronze Age, right? Because the Gold Age, I think everyone agrees, was like peak Breaking Bad, Mad Men. Right?
I don't know. Like
I thought that was the golden age of television.
Nah, like way more good shows came out like in the last year than ever came out during peak Breaking Bad.
But yeah, now we have so much quantity, but like people were saying Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, like there was all these shows where it was like the best talent started to do TV. And at that point was like golden age. Now we're just used to it, which I'm calling like then a little bit of a decline, a silver age. Cause now like, oh, there's one Marvel TV show, amazing. There's one Star Wars TV show, amazing. And now it's like every week there's a new one. You can't keep up with it. Right. So it's just
all right, tweet at us whether you agree with Noah or not. I am done arguing with people tonight. and you're done hearing me argue with people. Or tweet at me, let me know. I don't care. That's it for us this week. You can find us on Twitter at @WithTheSun, where you can tell us if Noah is right, if I'm right, or what you thought about House of the Dragon, or what the hell you thought about the show. We want it all. You can find us on Facebook.com/WithTheSun. You can email us questions and suggestions at whowiththesun@gmail.com.
All right. Are you gonna actually like tell me the names of the movies, or are you just gonna like sit there and stare at me?
I'm gonna stare at you.